samsaradava nalalidaloka tranaya karuna ganaganatvam praptasya kalyana gunanavasya vande guru shri charanaravinam Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manasora Sena Romancha Kampa Sutaranga Vajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Shri Vigrahara Dana Nityanana Shingaratan Mandira Marjanado Yuktasya bhaktam saniyunjatopi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Chaturvida Shri Bhagavat Prasada Swadana Triptan Haribaksha Sangam Kritraiva Triptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Shri Radhika Madhavayorapara Madhurya Leela Gunarupanamnam Pratikshanaasvadanalolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Nikunjayono Ratikeli Siddhai Yayali Vir Yukti Rapekshaniyai Tatra Atidaksharati Vallavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam साक्षादारित्वेना समासशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भाव्यतैव साध्वी किन्तु प्रभोर्या प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् यस्य प्रसाद भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसाद न गति कुतोऽपि जायं स्तुवां स्तसाय सात्रिसाद्यं वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशातारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद चैतन्य नित्यानंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद चैतन्य नित्यानंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त Vrinda. Chaitanya Nityananda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Nila Madhava Radha Nila Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jai Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram, Jaya Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Pradaka Acharya Shtota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace Aparachana Vrinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON PPT BI Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Pradaka Acharya Shtota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Premise Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Chaitra Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ayodhya Dham ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Yamuna Mai ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Tulasi Devi ki jai, Samavrita Bhaktavinda ki jai, Harinama Sankirtana ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadayine. Hiranyakasipurvakshaha. Silatankanakalaye. Ito nrsimha parato nrsimho. Yeto yeto yami tato nrsimha. Bahe nrsimho hridaye nrsimho. Nrsimhamadim sharanam prapade. Tava kara kamalavare nakham adbhuta singam. Dalita hiranyakasipu tanubringa. Keshavadrita narahari rupa. Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev. Jayo Bhakta Prahlad, Jayo Bhakta Prahlad, Jayo Bhakta Prahlad, Jayo Bhakta Prahlad. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. श्री भक्ति विघ्न विनाशक श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Namo Namah Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namah Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namah Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Eya Vilashi Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Eya Vilashi Jetamara Sharanaloy Taravancha Purnahoy Kripa Kori Koro Tare Vrindavanavasi Moraye ya Vilas Vilas Kunjeri Avas Nayane Heri Vasada Jugala Ruparashi Eini Vedana Dara Sakiranugata Kora Sevadi Karadiye Koro Nijadasi Dina Krishna Dasi Koye Namurahoy Dina Krishna Dasi Koye Namurahoy Shri Radha Govinda Prema Sada Yena Basi Shri Radha Govinda Prema Sada Yena Basi Shri Radha Govinda Prema Sada Yena Basi Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namah Yani Kani Cha Papani Brahmatyati Kani Cha Tani Tani Pranashanti Pradakshina Pade Pade Yani Kani Cha Papani Brahmatyati Kani Cha Tani Tani Pranashanti Pradakshina Pade Pade
Yani kani cha papani brahmatyadi kani cha tani tani pranashanti pradakshina pade pade. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Tusi Maharani, Jaya Tusi Maharani, Jaya Tusi Maharani, Jaya Tusi Maharani. Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi. Nitya Haribo, 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 Nitya Haribo. Vrindai Tusadevya Priyai Keshavasicha Vishnu Bhakti Pride Devi Sattvatai Namo Namaha. Vrindai Tusadevya Priyai Keshavasicha Vishnu Bhakti Pride Devi Sattvatai Namo Namaha. Vrindai Tusadevya Priyai Kesavasicha Vishnu Bhakti Pride Devi Sattvatai Namo Namaha. Shrimati Tusi Maharani ki.
Oh, Tulasi, beloved Krishna, I bow down before you again and again. My desire is within the service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Whatever big shelter you have wished to fulfill, bestow mercy upon him and make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire also grant me residence in the precious groves of Shri Vrindavan town. Thus within my vision shall always behold the beautiful paths of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me follow Kara Danso's virgin. Please give me the privileged devotional service and make me your own maidservant. This very fallen lowly servant of Krishna prays. May I always swim in the love of Shri Radha and Govinda. Srimati Tulasi Maharani ki jai. There are 10 fences in the matter of chanting holy names that should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated life propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of the demigods of Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to the independent name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature pursuing the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glory of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation of the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities and strength of chanting the holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna when the auspicious ritualistic activities, offering the Veda, the fruity activities, karma, kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about glorious holy name. 10. To not complete faith in chanting holy names and to maintain material attachments in understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee claims the Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success. Krishna, Prema. Now let us offer most humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just trees who can fulfill to everyone. They are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Jeto Darpana Marjanam Pavamaha Davakni Nirvapanam Shriya Kairava Chantrika Vitaranam Vidyavatu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purunarmita Sadhanam Sarvatamasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smaranena Kalaha Etadishi Tava Kripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudevami Disham Yahajanina Nurakaha Trinatapi Sunichena Tarorapi Saishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi Na Thanam Na Janam Na Sundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Jammani Jamani Shvare Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Tavai Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Puta Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stithaturi Satisham Vichintaya Nayanam Garadashuru Daraya Vatanam Gadgada Rudaya Gira Pulakai Nichitam Vapurukada Tava Nama Kahane Bhavishati Yuga itam nimishena chakshusha pravisha itam shunya itam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me ashirishava padaratam pinnashtumam atarshana marmahatam karotuva yatha tatha va vitatha lampato matprananatha stuse eva naparaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Glories to Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust of created for years and extinguishes five conditional life, repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is prime benediction of humanity at large because it spreads a rays and benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enable us to fully taste the nectar for which always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction to human beings. Thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by holy names, but I am so unfortunate and have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor to desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son Hamarjananda Krishna, I am an eternal servitor, yet somehow I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of Adam to your lotus feet. O my Lord, while my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant the holy name, while my voice choke up, while hurts my body stand end recitation of your name. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm causing a moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Shri Mangala Charanam prayers ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragnatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pajadesha Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Chala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuka Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murteye Dinadarine Rupanuka Virudapa Siddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murteye Vipalambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachitananda Namne Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuka Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumistvam Nirtishta Sajana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpa Turupishcha Kripa Sindhu Pyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakham Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Jayatam Srato Pangor Mamamanda Mater Gati Masarva Swapadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyed Vindadana Kalpajumada Shimadra Nagara Singhasanasto Shimadratha Shila Govinda Devo Prishtaribi Sevyamano Smarami Shiman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsi Vata Tatastitaha Karsham Venusner Gopir Gopinatha Shiyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Mangala Charnam Prayers Ki Jai Shri Brahma Samhita Ki Jai Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadya Radya Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Parakara Satmasuka Pariksha Raksha Veteshu Surabhi Rabi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasrashata Sampramasevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Venun Kvanantam Aravinda Dalaya Daksham Parhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gantarpa Goti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Alola Chantakala Savanamada Vamshi Ranangadam Panayakeli Kalavilasam Shamam Tipanga Lalitam Yataprakasham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Angani Yasya Sakalindriya Vrittimanti Pashanti Panti Karayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chimmaya Satujala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Advaitam Achotam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Pantastu Koti Shatavassara Sampragamyo Vayurathapi Manaso Muni Pangavanam Sopyasti Yapapata Simya Vichinta Tatve Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ekopya Sorachayitum Jagadanta Kotim Ya Chakti Rasti Jagadanta Chayaya Dantaha Antantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Yabhava Bhavita Diyo Manujasta Teva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Sanayana Pushaha Suktaryam Eva Nikama Patitai Stuvanti Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ananda Chimma Rasa Patibhavitapi Tapihe Evan Jarupa Tayakalapihi Goloka Eva Nivasati Kilatma Bhutto Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Premanjana Churuta Bhakti Velochanena Santa Sateva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundar Machintya Guna Swarupam Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ramadi Murtishu Kalanyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Akaro Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhava Paramapumam Yo Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami. Krishna, who knows Govinda, is the Supreme Godhead, has internal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and the prime cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows and yielding all desire, and in abodes built with the spiritual gems, surrounded by the millions of purpose trees, always served with the great reverence and affection by the hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with the peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty fringed with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers, beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jewel ornaments, and who always reveals in pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Shamashundara is eternally manifest. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of these limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all organs and eternally sees and maintains and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, and whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha. Yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe, whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to the pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane extending over thousands of millions of years. He is undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the processes thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and at the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore. I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with the devotion sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveyances, and ornaments. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, and resembling his own spiritual figure. The embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities in the company of her confidants, Shakis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, primated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shamashundara, Krishna himself with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who has manifested himself personally as a Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the form of Rama, Narsimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions. Brahma Samhita ki jai.
Bhagavad Gita 7.1 purport. Srinvatam swakatha Krishna punya sravana kirtanaha Hrudayanta histo hi apadrani vidinoti suhrutsatam Nasta prayesva abadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki Tada rajastamo bhava kama lobha dayaschaye Cheta eter anhavidam sitam satve prasidati Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogatah Bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangascha jayate Vidyate hridaya grantes chidyante sarva samasyaha Kshiyante chasya karmani drishta evatmanishware. To hear about Krishna, Krishna from Vedic literatures, or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lust and avarice and diminish. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of Asamsayam Samagram, understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Personality of Godhead. Bhagavatam 1.2.17 to 21. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna. Hare Krishna. We'll continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, Text 3. Ajaharasva medam strin gangayam bhuri dakshinan saradvatam gurum kritva devayatrakshi gochara. Ajara performed Aswamedhan horse sacrifices, Trin 3, Gangaya on the bank of the Ganges, Bhuri sufficiently, Dakshinan rewards, Saradvatam unto Krupacharya, Gurum spiritual master, Kritva having selected, Deva the demigods, Yatra wherein Akshi eyes, Gochara within the purview. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Maharaja Parikshit, after having selected Krupacharya for guidance as his spiritual master, performed 3 horse sacrifices on the banks of the Ganges. These were executed with sufficient rewards for the attendants, and at these sacrifices even the common man could see demigods. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It appears from this verse that interplanetary travel by the denizens of higher planets is easy. In many statements in Bhagavatam, we have observed that the demigods from heaven used to visit this earth to attend sacrifices performed by influential kings and emperors. Herein also we find that during the time of the horse sacrifice ceremony of Maharaja Parikshit, the demigods from other planets were visible even to the common man due to the sacrificial ceremony. The demigods are not generally visible to common man. as the Lord is not visible. But as the Lord, by his causeless mercy, descends to be visible to the common man, similarly the demigods also become visible to the common man by their own grace. Although celestial beings are not visible to the naked eyes of the inhabitants of this earth, it was due to the influence of Maharaja Parikshit that the demigods also agreed to be visible. The kings used to spend lavishly during such sacrifices as a cloud distributes rain. A cloud is nothing but another form of water, or in other words, the waters of the earth transform into clouds. Similarly, the charity made by the kings in such sacrifices are but another form of the taxes collected from the citizens. But as the rains fall down very lavishly and appear to be more than necessary, the charity made by such kings also seems to be more than what the citizen needs. Satisfied citizens will never organize agitation against the king, and thus there was no need in changing the monarchical state. Even for a king like Maharaja Parikshit, there was need of a spiritual master for guidance. Without such guidance, one cannot make progress in spiritual life. The spiritual master must be bona fide, and one who wants to have self-realization must approach and take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master to achieve real success.
निजाग्रहौजस्वीरा कालिं द्विग्विजया क्वचित् नृपालिङ्गधरं शूद्रं ज्ञानन्तं मिथुनं पदा. Nijagraha, the sufficiently punished. Ojasha, by prowess. Viraha, valiant hero. Kalim, unto Kali, the master of the ages. Digvijaya, on his way to conquer the world. Kvachit, once upon a time. Nrupalingadharam, one who passes in the dress of king. Sudram, the lower class. Ghanantam, husting. Gomitunam, a cow and bull. Padha, on leg. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Once when Maharaj Parikshit was on his way to conquer the world, he saw the master of Kali Yuga, who was lower than the Sudra, disguised as a king and hurting the legs of the cow and bull. The king at once caught hold of him to deal sufficient punishment. The purpose of kings going out to conquer the world is not for self-aggrandizement. Maharaj Parikshit went out to conquer the world after his ascendance to the throne. But this was not for the purpose of aggregation on the other states. He was the emperor of the world, and all small states were already under his regime. His purpose in going out was to see how things were going on in terms of the godly state. The king, being the representative of the Lord, has to execute the will of the Lord duly. There is no question of self-aggrandizement. Thus, as soon as Maharaj Parikshit saw that lower class man in the dress of king was hurting the legs of the cow and bull, at once he arrested and punished him. The king cannot tolerate insults to the most important animal, the cow, nor can he tolerate disrespect for the most important man, the Brahmana. Human civilization means to advance the cause of Brahmanical culture and to maintain it. Cow protection is essential. There is a miracle in a milk, for it contains all necessary vitamins to sustain human physiological conditions for higher achievements. Brahmanical culture can advance only when man is educated to develop the quality of goodness. And for this, there is a prime necessity of food prepared with milk, fruits, and grains. Maharaj Parikshit was astonished to see that a black Sudra, dressed like a ruler, was mistreating a cow, the most important animal in the human society. The age of Kali means mismanagement and quarrel. And the root cause of all mismanagement and quarrel is that worthless man with the modes of lower class men, who have no higher ambition in life, come to the helm of the state management. Such men at the post of king are sure to first hurt the cow and the Brahminical culture, thereby pushing all society towards hell. Maharaj Parikshit, trained as he was, got the scent of this root cause of all quarrel in the world. Thus, he wanted to stop it in the very beginning.
Text 5, Canto 1, Chapter 16. Shaunaka Uvacha Kasya Hetur Nijagraha Kalim Digvijaye Nrupaha Nudeva Chihna Druksudra Kausalgam Yah Padahanat Tat Katyatam Mahabhaga Yadi Krishna Katashrayam. Shaunaka Uvacha, Shaunaka Rishi said, Kasya, for what? Heto, reason. Nijagraha, sufficiently punished. Kalim, the master of the age of Kali. Digvijay, during the time of this world tour. Rupaha, the king. Naradeva, royal person. Chihnadrak, decorated like. Sudrakaha, lowest of the Sudras. Asau, he, Kam, cow. Yah, one who. Pada, ahanat, struck with his leg. Tat, all that. Katyatam, please describe. Mahabhaga, O greatly fortunate one. Yadi, if. However, Krishna, about Krishna. Kadashrayam, related with his topics. Shaunaka Rishi inquired. Translation. Shaunaka Rishi inquired, why did Maharaj Parikshit simply punish him, since he was the lowest of the Sudras, having dressed as a king and having struck a cow on the leg? Please describe all these incidents if they relate to the topics of Lord Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shaunaka and the rishis were astonished to hear about the pious Maharaja Parikshit simply punished the culprit and did not kill him. This suggests that a pious king like Maharaj Parikshit should have at once killed an offender who wanted to cheat the public by dressing like a king and at the same time daring to insult the purest of the animals, a cow. The rishis in those days, however, could not even imagine that in the advanced days of the age of Kali, the lowest of the Sudras will be elected as administrators and will open organized slaughterhouses for killing cows. Anyway, although hearing about a Sudraka who was a cheat and insulter of a cow was not very interesting to the great rishis, they nevertheless wanted to hear about it to see if the event had any connection with Lord Krishna. They were simply interested in the topics of Lord Krishna, for anything that is dovetailed with the narration of Krishna is worth hearing. There are many topics in the Bhagavatam about sociology, politics, economics, cultural affairs, etc., but all of them are in relation with Krishna, and therefore all of them are worth hearing. Krishna is a purifying ingredient in all matters, regardless of what they are. In the mundane world, everything is impure due to its being a product of the three mundane qualities. The purifying agent, however, is Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam 1.6 Canto 1 Chapter 16 Text 6 Atavasya padam bhoja makaranda liham satam kim anyair asad alapair ayusho yad asad vyavaha Atava, otherwise, Asya of his Lord Krishna's, Pada Amboja, lotus feet, Makaranda Liham, of those who lick the honey from such a lotus flower, Satam, of those who are to exist eternally, Kim Anyai, what is the use of anything else, Asat, illusory, Alapai, topics, Ayusha, of the duration of life, Yat, that which is, Asat Vyavaha, unnecessary waste of life. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the use of topics which simply waste one's valuable life? Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna and his devotees are both on the transcendental plane. Therefore, the topics of Lord Krishna and of his pure devotees are equally good. The battle of Kurukshetra is full of politics and diplomacy. But because the topics are related with Lord Krishna, the Bhagavata Gita is therefore adored all over the world. There is no need to eradicate politics, economics, sociology, etc., which are mundane to the mundaners. To a pure devotee who is actually related with the Lord, such mundane things are transcendental if dovetailed with the Lord or with his pure devotees. We have heard and talked about the activities of the Pandavas, and now we are dealing with the topics of Maharaja Parikshit. But because all these topics are related to the Lord Krishna, they are all transcendental, and pure devotees have great interest in hearing them. We have already discussed this matter in connection with the prayers of Bhishma Deva. Our duration of life is not very long, and there is no certainty of when we shall be ordered to leave everything for the next stage. Thus, it is our duty to see that not a moment of our life is wasted in topics which are not related with Lord Krishna. Any topic, however pleasant, is not worth hearing if it is devoid of its relation to Krishna. The spiritual planet Goloka Vrindavana, the eternal abode of Lord Krishna, is shaped like the whole of a lotus flower. Even when the Lord descends to any one of the mundane planets, he does so by manifesting his own abode as it is. Thus, his feet remain always on the same big wall of the lotus flower. His feet are also as beautiful as the lotus flower. Therefore, it is said that Lord Krishna has lotus feet. A living being is eternal by constitution. He is, so to speak, in the whirlpool of birth and death due to his contact with material energy. Freed from such material energy, a living entity is liberated and is eligible to return home, back to Godhead. Those who want to live forever without changing their material bodies should not waste valuable time with topics other than those relating to Lord Krishna and his devotees.
Kshudra yusham drunam anga mrityanam nritam ichyatam ihapahuto bhagavan mrityu samitra karmani. Kshudra, very small. Ayusham, of the duration of life. Drunam, of the human being. Anga, the Suta Goswami. Matyanam, of those who are sure to meet death. Dhrutam, eternal life. Ichyatam, of those who desire it. Iha, herein. Upahutaha, called for being present. Bhagavan, representing the Lord. Mrityu, the controller of death. Yamaraj. Samitra, supporting. Karmani, performances. Translation. O Suta Goswami, there are those among the men who desire freedom from death and get eternal life. They escape the slaughtering process by calling the controller of death Yamaraj. Purport. The living entity, as he develops from the lower animal life to higher human being, and gradually he higher intelligence, and becomes anxious to get free from the clutches of death. Modern scientists try to avoid death by physiological advancement of knowledge, but alas, the controller of death, Yamaraj, is so cruel that he does not spare even the very life of scientist himself. The scientist who puts forward the theory of stopping death by advancement of scientific knowledge becomes himself a victim of death when he is called by Yamaraj. What to speak of stopping death? No one can enhance the short period of life even by a fraction of a moment. The only hope for the suspending the cruel slaughtering process of Yamaraj is to call him to hear and chant the holy name of the Lord. Yamaraj is a great devotee of Lord, and he likes to invite it to kirtans and sacrifices by the pure devotees who are constantly engaged in a devotional service of the Lord. Thus, the great sages, headed by Shaunika and others, invited Yamaraj to attend the sacrifice performed at Naimisharanya. This was a good for those who did not want to die. Jai.
Text 8, Canto 1, Chapter 16. न कश्चिन्म्रियते तावद् यावद् Asta ihang taha etadardam hi bhagavan ahutaha paramarshibhi aho nirloke pietam hari lilamrutam vachaha. No, not kaschit, anyone. Mriyate will die, tavat so long, yavat as long as Aste is present, iha herein. Antakaha, one who causes the end of life. Eta, this, Ardham, reason, he certainly, Bhagavan, the representative of the Lord. Ahutaha, invited, Parama Rishibhihi, by the great sages. Aho, alas, Naraloke, in the human society. Pieta, let them drink, Harilila, transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Amritam, nectar for eternal life. Vachaha, narrations. Translation. As long as Yamaraja, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. The great sages have invited the controller of death, Yamaraja, who is a representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar in the form of this narration of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Every human being dislikes meeting death, but he does not know how to get rid of death. Rid of death, the surest remedy for averting that is to accustom oneself to hearing the nectarine pastimes of the Lord as they are systematically narrated in the text of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is advised hearing, therefore, that any human being who desires freedom from death should take this course of life as recommended that by the rishis headed by Saunaka. I'm doing the next one.
Text 9, Canto 1, Chapter 16.
Mandasaya Manda Praglasa Vayo Mandayasa Chabi Narad Vidraya Hirth Nektam Divak Cha Vita Kambat He
Mandasya, of the lazy, Manda, paltry, Pragnasya, of intelligence, Vayaha, age, Manda, short, Ayusha, of duration of life, Cha, and why, exactly, Nidraya, by sleeping, Hriyate, passes away, Naktam, night, Diva, daytime, Cha, also, Verda, for nothing, Karmabhi, by activities. Translation. Lazy human beings with paltry intelligence and a short duration of life pass the night sleeping and the day performing activities that are for naught.
The less intelligent do not know the real value of the human form of life. The human form is a spiritual, special gift of material nature in the course of her enforcing string laws of miseries upon the living being. It is a chance to achieve the highest boon of life, namely to get out of the entanglement of repeated birth and death. The intelligent take care of his important gift by strenuously endeavoring to get out of the entanglement, but the less entanglement are intelligent, are lazy and unable to evaluate the gift of the human body to achieve liberation from the material bondage. They become more instructed in so-called economic development and work very hard throughout life simply for the sense enjoyment of the temporary body. Sense enjoyment is also allowed to the lower animals by the law of nature, and thus a human being is also restrained to a certain amount of sense enjoyment according to his past or present the life, but one should definitely try to understand that sense enjoyment is not the ultimate goal of human life. Here it is said that during the daytime, one works for nothing because the aim is nothing but sense enjoyment. We can particularly observe how two human being is engaged for nothing in the great cities and industrial towns. There are so many things manifested by human energy, but they are all meant for sense enjoyment and not for getting out of material bondage. And after working hard during the daytime, and tired man either sleeps or engages in sex habits at night. That is the program of materialistic civilized life for the less intelligent. Therefore, they are discontented, hearing as lazy, unfortunate, and short-lived.
Text 10, Canto 1, Chapter 16. Suta Uvacha Ida Parikshit Kurujangale Vasat Kalim Pravishtam Nija Chakravarditi Nisamya Vardam Anati Priyam Tada Sherasanam Samyuga Saundir Adate. Suta Vacha, Suta Goswami said, Yada, when Parikshit, Maharaja Parikshit, Kuru Jangale, in the capital of Kuru's empire, Avasat, was residing, Kalim, the symptoms of the age of Kali, Pravishtam entered, Nija Chakravarte, within his jurisdiction, Nisamya, thus hearing, Vardam, news, Anatipriyam, not very palatable, Tadaha, thereafter, Sarasanam, arrows and bow, Samyuga, having gotten a chance for, Soundi, material activities, Adade, took up. Translation: Suta Goswami said, while Maharaja Parikshit was residing in the capital of the Kuru Empire, the symptoms of the age of Kali began to infiltrate within the jurisdiction of his state. When he learned about this, he did not think the matter very palatable. This did, however, give him a chance to fight. He took up his bow and arrows and prepared himself for military activities. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The state administration of Maharaja Parikshit was so perfect that he was sitting in his capital peacefully. But he got the news that the symptoms of the age of Kali had already infiltrated into the jurisdiction of his state, and he did not like the news. What are the symptoms of the age of Kali? They are 1. Illicit connection with women, indulgence in meat eating, intoxication, and taking pleasure in gambling. 4. Taking pleasure in gambling. The age of Kali literally means the age of quarrel, and the above mentioned 4 symptoms in human society are the root causes for all kinds of quarrel. Maharaja Parikshit heard that some of the people of the state had already taken to those symptoms, and he wanted to take immediate steps against such causes of unrest. This means that at least up to the regime of Maharaja Parikshit, such symptoms of public life were practically unknown, and as soon as they were slightly detected, he wanted to root them out. The news was not palatable for him, but in a way it was because Maharaj Parikshit got a chance to fight. There was no need to fight with small states because everyone was peacefully under his subordination. But the Kali Yuga miscreants gave his fighting spirit a chance for exhibition. A perfect Kshatriya king is always jubilant as soon as he gets a chance to fight. Such a sportsman is eager when there is a chance for sporting match. It is no argument that in preparation for fighting, out such symptoms. If it's no argument that in the age of Kali, such symptoms are predestined. If so, then why was there preparation for fighting out such symptoms? Such arguments are such arguments are offered by lazy and unfortunate men. In the rainy season, rain is predestined, and yet people take precautions to protect themselves. Similarly, in the age of Kali, the symptoms as above mentioned are sure to infiltrate into social life. But it is the duty of the state to save the citizens from the association of the agents of the age of Kali. Maharaja Parikshit wanted to punish the miscreants indulging in the symptoms of Kali, and thus save the innocent citizens who were put in habit by culture of religion. It is the duty of the king to give such protection, and Maharaja Parikshit was perfectly right when he prepared himself to fight. Text 11, Canto 1, Chapter 16. स्वलाङ्कृतं श्यामतुरङ्गयोजितं रतं मृगेन्द्रध्वजमाश्रिता पुरात् ऋतो रतस्वा द्विपपत्तियुक्तया स्वसेनया दिग्विजय निर्गताः. Sualankritam, very well decorated. Syama, black. Turanga, horses. Yojitam, tackled. Ratham, chariot. Mruga Indra, lion. Dvajam, flagged. Ashrita, under the protection. Purat, from the capital. Vritaha, surrounded by. Radha, charioteers. Aswa, cavalry. Dvipapati, elephants. Yuktaya, thus being equipped. Swasenaya, along with infantry. Digvijayaya, for the purpose of conquering. Nirgataha, went out. Translation. Maharaj Parikshit sat on a chariot drawn by black horses. His flag was marked with the sign of a lion. Being so decorated and surrounded by charioteers, cavalry, elephants, and infantry soldiers, he left the capital to conquer in all directions. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Come here. Purport your turn.
Purport. This one is mine. Maharaja Parikshit is
distinguished from his grandfather Arjuna.
For black horses pulled his chariot instead of white horses. He marked his flag with the mark of a lion, and his grandfather marked his with the mark of Hanumanji, a royal precision like that of Maharaja Parikshit, surrounded by well decorated but I already said that. Chariots, cavalry, elephants, infantry, and band, not only a pleasing to the eyes, but also is a sign of a civilization that is aesthetic even on the fighting front.
Text 12, Canto 1, Chapter 16. Bhadrashvam Ketu Malam Cham Bharatam Chotaran Kurun Chimpur Sadini Varshani Vijitya Jagrahe Balim. Bhadrashva Ketumalam Ketu Mala Cha also Bharata Cha and Uttaran, the northern countries, Kurun, the kingdom of the Kuru dynasty, Kim Purusha Adini, a country beyond the northern side of the Himalayas, Varshani, parts of the earth planet, Vijitya, conquering, Jagrahe, exacted, Balim, strength. Translation: Maharaja Parikshit then conquered all parts of the earthly planet, Bhadrashva, Ketumala, Bharata, the northern Kuru, Kimpurusha, etc., and exacted tributes from their respective rulers. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Maharaja Parikshit then conquered all parts of the earthly planet, Bhadrashva, Ketumala, Bharata, the northern Kuru, Kimpurusha, etc., and exacted tributes from their respective rulers. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Bhadrashva. It is a tract land near Meru Parvata, and it extends from Gandha Madana Parvata to the saltwater ocean. There is a description of this versa in the Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva 7.14 to 18. The description was narrated by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. Maharaja Yudhishthira also conquered this versa, and thus the province was included within the jurisdiction of this empire. Maharaja Parikshit was formally declared to be the emperor of all lands ruled by his grandfather, but still he had to establish his supremacy while he was out of his capital to exact tribute from such states. Ketumala. This earth planet is divided into 7 dvipas by 7 oceans, and the central dvipa, called Jambudvipa, is divided into 9 versas or parts by 8 huge mountains. Bharatavarsha is one of the above mentioned 9 versas, and Ketumala is also described as one of the above versas. It is said that in Ketumala Varsa, women are the most beautiful. This versa was conquered by Arjuna also. A description of this part of the world is available in the Mahabharata Sabha 28.6. It is said that this part of the world is situated on the western side of the Meru Parvata, and inhabitants of this province used to live up to 10,000 years. Bhishma Parva 6.31. Human beings living in this part of the globe are of a golden color, and the women resemble the angels of heaven. The inhabitants are free from all kinds of diseases and grief. Bharatavarsha. This part of the world is also one of the 9 versas of the Jambudvipa. A description of Bharatavarsha is given in the Mahabharata Bhishma Parva chapters 9 and 10. In the center of Jambudvipa is Lilavruta Varsha, and south of Lilavruta Varsha is Harivarsha. The description of these versas is given in the Mahabharata Sabha Parva 28.7 to 8 as follows. Nagaram cha vanam shaiva nadischa vimlutodakaha purushan deva kalpams cha Narischa Priyadarshanaha Adristapurvan Subhagan Sadadarsha Dhananjaya Sadadanani cha Suburani Naris Chapsa Rasam Nibaham. It is mentioned here that the women in both these verses are beautiful, and some of them are equal to the apsaras or heavenly women. Uttarakuru. According to Vedic geography, the northernmost portion of Jambudvipa is called Uttarakuru Varsha. It is surrounded by the saltwater ocean from three sides and divided by Shringavan mountain from the Hiranmaya Varsha. Yes. Kim Purusha Varsha. It is stated to be situated north of the great Himalaya mountain, which is 80,000 miles in length and which covers 16,000 miles in width. These parts of the world were also conquered by Arjuna. Sabha 28.1 to 2. The Kim Purushas or descendants of a daughter of Daksha. When Maharaja Yudhishthira performed a horse sacrifice yajna, the inhabitants of these countries were also present to take part in the festival, and they paid tributes to the emperor. This part of the world is called Kim Purusha Varsha, or sometimes the Himalayan provinces, Himavati. And it is said that Sukadeva Goswami was born in these Himalayan provinces, and that he came to Bharata Varsha after crossing the Himalayan countries. In other words, Maharaja Parikshit conquered all the world. He conquered all the continents, adjoining all the seas and oceans in all directions, namely the eastern, western, northern, and southern parts of the world. Text 13 to 15. Tatra tatropasrinavana swapurvisham mahatmanam pragyamanam cha yasha krishnamaatmya suchakam atmanam cha paritratam ashwadhamano srutastra tejasa sneham cha vrishni pardhanam Tesham bhaktim cha keshavi tebhya parama santushtaha priti ujrim bitalochanaha mahandanani vasamsi dadau haran mahamana. Tatra everywhere the king visited. Upashrinavanaha continuously he heard. Swapurvesham about his own forefathers. Mahatmanam, who were all the great devotees of the Lord. Pragiyamanam, unto those who were thus addressing. Cha also, Yashaha, glories. Krishna, Lord Krishna. Mahatmya, glorious acts. Suchakam, indicating. Atmanam, his personal selves. Cha also. Paritratam, delivered. Ashwadhamaha, of Ashwadhama. Astra, weapon. Tejasaha, powerful rays. Sneham, affection. Cha also. Vrishni Pardhanam, between descendants of Vrishni and those of Pruta. Tesham, of all of them. Bhaktim, devotion. Cha also. Keshave, unto Lord Krishna. Tebhyaha, unto them. Parama, extremely. Santushtaha, pleased. Preeti, attraction. Ujrim Bita, pleasingly open. Lochanaha, one who has such eyes. Mahadhanani, valuable riches. Vasamsi, clothing. Dadau, gave in charity. Haran, necklace. Mahamanaha, one who has a broader outlook. Translation. Wherever the king visited, he continuously heard the glories of his great forefathers, who were all the devotees of the Lord, and also of the glorious acts of Lord Krishna. He also heard how he himself had been protected by the Lord from the powerful heat of the weapon of Ashwadhama. People also mentioned the great affection between the descendants of Vrishni and Pruta, due to the latter's great devotion to the Lord Keshava. The king, being very pleased with the singers of such glories, opened his eyes in great satisfaction. Out of magnanimity, he was pleased to award them very valuable necklaces and clothing. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Kings and great personalities of the state are presented with welcome addresses. This is a system from time immemorial. And Maharaja Parikshit, since he was one of the well-known emperors of the world, was also presented with addresses of welcome in all parts of the world as he visited those places. The subject matter of those welcome addresses was Krishna. Krishna means Krishna and his eternal devotees, as the king means the king and his confidential associates. Krishna and his unalloyed devotees cannot be separated, and therefore glorifying the devotee means glorifying the Lord, and vice versa. Maharaja Parikshit would not have been glad to hear about the glories of his forefathers like Maharaja Yudhishthira and Arjuna had they not been connected with the acts of Lord Krishna. The Lord descends specifically to deliver his devotees, Paritranaya Sadhunam. The devotees are glorified by the presence of the Lord because they cannot live for a moment without the presence of the Lord and his different energies. The Lord is present for the devotee by his acts and glories, and therefore Maharaja Parikshit felt the presence of the Lord when he was glorified by his acts, especially when he was saved by the Lord in the womb of his mother. The Lord is present for the devotee by his acts and glories, and therefore Maharaja Parikshit felt the presence of the Lord when he was glorified by his acts, especially when he was saved by the Lord in the womb of his mother. The devotees of the Lord are never in danger, but in the material world, which is full of dangers, at every step, the devotees are apparently placed into dangerous position, and when they are saved by the Lord is glorified. Lord Krishna would not have been glorified as a speaker of the Bhagavad Gita had his devotees like the Pandavas not been entangled in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. All such acts of the Lord were mentioned in the addresses of welcome, and Maharaja Parikshit, in full satisfaction, rewarded those who presented such addresses. The difference between the presentation of welcome addresses today and in those days is that formerly the welcome addresses were presented to a person like Maharaja Parikshit. The welcome addresses were full of facts and figures, and those who presented such addresses were sufficiently rewarded. Whereas in the present days, the welcome addresses are presented not always with the factual statements, but to please the post holder, and often they are full of flattering lies, and rarely are those who present such welcome addresses rewarded by the poor receiver. So we read up to Canto 1, Chapter 16, Text 15. We will continue reading tomorrow. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Canto 1, chapter 16, text 13, text 50. We'll continue reading tomorrow. Is this the right one? 50? So Daddy, is this right?
That's right.
That was 50, that was 60.
32. No, it has 13 to 15. Yeah, 32.
Now we're starting 60. There. I put it back. I put it to the next one. Put it to the next one. It was way at 13.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana padma kevala bhakati sadma bando moi savadhana mate jahara prasade bhai e baba toriya jai Krishna prapti ho jaha hate Guru mukha padma vakya chitete koriya kya Arana kori hamane asha Shri Guru charane rati aise utama gati Jai prasade pure sarva asha Chakudana dilo jai janme janme prabhu se Divya Gyana Rida Prakasito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Vedegaya Jaharacha Rito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu Lokanatha Loke Raji Vana Aha Prabhu Koro Doya Deha More Pada Chaya Ebe Jasa Gusuk Sibu Vana Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastyatya Dishatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which you can enter your devotion service. I bow down to you. Let us offer him an act of mercy as a Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my dark eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord birth after birth. From him, exotic flame emanates. By him, ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the mother master of devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. We take the shelter of your lotus feet. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.